Hey everybody, my name is Jim Farmer. I'm an arts reporter for Georgia Voice. I'm also the festival director of Out on Film, Atlanta's LGBTQ Film Festival. I'm very, very excited today to be talking about the new film, The Swimmer, which is playing at the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival starting next week. It's a great film. Um, the new film, The Swimmer, follows Erezs, a young man in the Israeli swimming scene who arrives at a training camp hoping to win a ticket to participate in the Olympic Games. His plans are derailed somewhat when he meets Nobu, a talented and beautiful swimmer. I'm happy to have the director of the film today, Adam Calderon. Thank you so much for talking to us, Adam.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, great. I'm so jealous. I mean, you're in Berlin right now, and I know a lot of film festival people were hoping to be in Berlin right now for the festival, but COVID's still around. So hopefully soon we'll all be able to reconvene and do festivals again. But anyway, so I really, really like this film a lot. So just, I guess my first question is, can you talk a little bit about how the film came up for you?
Yes, of course. The film is based on my personal experience as a young competitive swimmer in the Israeli swimming team. So it was very clear to me since the moment I've experienced it in live that it might take time, but there was happening there things that I would like to process
Mhm.
eventually into a film. So yeah, this is how the idea of the film came from real life.
Great. Okay. I wanted to ask you about the main character. Can you just talk a little bit about Erez and what he's going with, what he's going through as the film opens?
Yeah. So Erez, which is the main character, first of all, as an experience, when I wrote the script and as a director, it was very important to me to use the opportunity
Hmm.
to write a film that allows the audience to pick in to a very specific bubble, the elite swimmers um, program. So therefore, I wanted to also to be truthful as much as I can, considering the fact which is a film, to stay closer as I can to reality. Erez, arriving to this place, for me, the different it is, it's all the rest of the team arrive to this place to become the best swimmers they can.
Hmm.
Erez arriving to this place um, because he have to survive. And in order to blend in, to be good in a sport as considered, manly, can give him freedom to live his life as he want.
Hmm.
Therefore, he is developing, like through the whole film, it was very important to me that 99.9% of the time, it's the point of view of Erez. Like he's appearing in every scene. So it was important to me to show his point of view, unique point of view, how he see like there is the reality. And during the film, which of course I'm not going to give any spoilers, his inner world that can reflect in the clothes he's wearing, which are very colorful and
Hmm.
bright, the beat of the drum, which is moving to during the whole film. And then towards the end of the film, this world is taking over.
Okay.
So yeah, this is basically the the journey
Okay.
his his character is going through.
How would you say that his life changes when he meets Nebo?
It's very easy for me. It's the first time he sees somebody, and everything around him becomes slow motion, and his ancient instincts taking over without him even knowing what's going on.
Sure.
I I I I I I I know that there are a lot of people that can relate to it. Maybe not everybody, but especially when you are young, that suddenly in 1 second you're going from 0 to 100, and nothing can ever be the same again. So
Okay.
he's just falling in love, and you don't know it yet, but it's a love is the law. It become above swimming. It's
Exactly.
stronger than him. So
Yeah, I think a lot of us can relate to that. How would you describe Erez's coach?
um, I will describe him as first of all as a reflection
Hmm.
for Erez's character. They are both Dima the coach. He is a foreigner to Israel. He came in a later age from a different country to Israel, and he is also experiencing being locked in this institute
Sure.
like Erez, but from his point of view and his age. So basically, Erez can see in him the reflection of what will happen if you will not follow your heart and your real passion, if you will try to stay the person that driven from power and gold medal and basically politics, and but they reflect each other because both of them are locked in the same castle, like a concrete uh, fortress.
Sure.
Yes, so this is from one side. From the other side, everybody is trying to pull from his side, which is of course black and white, and they are both represent the things that the other one trying to avoid.
The timing could not be better. Obviously, the Winter Olympics are going on right now. But I wanted to ask you, do you think that there's still a lot of homophobia in the sport of swimming?
I didn't know if you are going to stop, like where are you going to end if it's for you describing the environment, if it's going to be the swimming, is it going to be Israel, is it going to be the world? So then when you chose the swimming, which was the most relevant and compact one, I will say, of course, yes, but it will be the same answer of also if you will go to the other circles I mentioned.
Sure.
Of course, there is a lot of it's not fair not to say that there is progress, like in
Mhm.
many fields, all the time, and this is great. But for me, um, the fact that the I mean, there is just so much more to do, and I feel it on my skin in this way or another,
Mhm.
almost on a daily basis. And I don't need that somebody will throw stones on me. It can be, very underlined. But
Mhm.
I also know it because I grew up in a more homophobic time,
Mhm.
and it's rooted in me as well. So I cannot sell a perfect dream. I can say that there is progress, but there is so much more to do. And therefore, for me, I decided to become a film director because this is where I feel I can put the spot on, on the stage, on subjects that close to my heart,
Okay.
that I want to raise my voice and to make a change. I
Okay.
mean, so
Great.
yeah.
Um, there's a great ensemble of actors in this. But how did you go about finding your lead actor?
Um, it was a really long process. The Roy Efrat, which is the casting director of this film, which he's also my partner and the love of my life. He was the casting director in my first feature film, and in this film he's also besides being casting director, he's also be half of the choreograph duel, which worked on the film. But it was a very long process because we needed to find the best actors. We needed to find actors that looks like swimmers, and they need to know how to move, and they need to have the, you know, the seventh eye of a elite sport, which is like an aura that will give us the real thing. So it was a really, really long process. Omer Perelman, the lead actor, which we took this part and like milked it and took it all the way, is such a talented character, and I'm feeling so lucky to find him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was yeah, the process of the casting was you know, we went to a lot of acting school. Like it will require like a really long process, because in Israel you don't have many options, and it was very important to me that the main actor will be gay. Of course, I mean, it's a gay character. I wrote this film about gay, and it was so it narrowing, of course, you can imagine even much more the opportunities. But Omer Perelman was it was a win, you know. So it happened in the end, and I'm
Great.
really happy.
Nice. So I don't want to give any spoilers away because um, there's a great sort of impromptu sequence in the film, kind of a dance sequence. Can you talk briefly about the decision to do that and how you went about choreographing
Yeah,
and staging that?
yeah, I will. I almost feel that there are enough information in your question
Okay.
to frame it, but I can say that it took me a while to nail, until I felt that I found the way to 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 give another interpretation for what will be a victory for this character. So I couldn't finish with like, it wasn't enough. When I went for final races, you know, like competitions, and
Mhm.
today in the Olympics, you have like 100 cameras around the pool. Like, you cannot compete with like the documenting the real swimming. And I didn't feel real swimming was the issue in that moment. So I wanted to find a creative translation of
Mhm.
a celebration,
Okay.
a new definition of winning. To open the definition of winning, is it just a gold medal, or you can win other things when you are following your path and discovering who you are? So
Okay.
I hope I answered
Yeah,
with
that's a great
through
answer.
going in circles. Yeah,
Sure.
okay.
I was when I saw this film, I was just really impressed. I didn't realize that this is only your second film, and congratulations. I mean, this is you're fairly new in your filmmaking in your process, but this is an amazing. But how is important is it for you in your work to explore LGBTQ themes?
Um, at the moment, I'm in a very good place with my next film. So I can tell you that there is no question for me, and I tried to 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 tell my story then in different narrative, but I always come back to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is for the moment, forever, but for the moment, it's really the main issue I'm dealing with. In my third film, I'm even taking it much further. I can say that the sequence we were talking about 2 minutes before, I took this part all the way, and I'm doubling it in 10 times. Like, the whole film is going to be a popera, which is a opera made of pop songs.
Oh, nice.
So this is the subject I'm dealing with because it's very close to my heart, and yeah, yeah. So yeah.
I wanted to ask you about Israeli cinema and any kind of films that might have influenced or impacted you, or any directors that you really, noticed growing up, and you just really, you want to emulate or just sort of follow this. Who inspired you?
You mean only as Israeli or
Doesn't have to be.
generally?
I mean, I wanted to specifically ask you about is the sort of the status of Israeli cinema, but please feel free to talk about any other inspirations you had growing up as a, to be a filmmaker.
Okay, so first of all, I think it's good to say that I had a different way of growing into film director.
Hmm.
As I said, I was the beginning of my life until I was 21. I was a professional swimmer.
Hmm.
Then I stopped swimming after all the things that happened there, and I moved to Berlin and I recorded a pop album, and I was performing, and then I was more into art, and then I realized that if I combine everything, and it was on a late age, you know, I can write films, and
Hmm.
basically it's where all those things coming together: a story, music, costumes. And then I started to be a costume designer because I never studied film. So I were on set, and because costumes, it's something that's very close to my heart. Back then it was a feminine thing, so I was ashamed of it. Today, I'm proudly can say, film set can be a very militant, um, macho vibe environment. And when you are a male costume designer, and I'm talking about the place I'm coming from, I experienced a lot of comments and homophobia. But I was today I'm very proud to say that I'm almost directing through costumes.
Okay.
Like this is my power, my strength. And I forgot what was the question.
I was asking you about influences or sort of the,
Ah,
when you think about
so
Israeli
yeah,
cinema or
so
directors.
yeah, so I'm saying that my influences are very wide from very different world. But when I started, of course, I was directing not films, but my girlfriend, my friends, my female friends since I was 6 years old. But I can say that, of course, Almodovar is one of my my godfathers, and of course Fassbinder and Douglas Sirk and Cassavetes and Uzon. I mean, I I just I learned to direct through films. I mean, now I moved to London and I did a master degree in film, but it was after a show. My first film was like my BA. Like they
Okay.
accepted it instead because I never studied. But they are inspired me a lot. But I have to say that when I was younger and I was looking up to them, and I was very, until today, I try to see as many films as I can. But now I understand the more and more my path, like how I can be inspired from them, but they do what they do because where they live and their background and they're coming from. So I'm adding to this mixture and cocktail my kibbutz background, the desert, like the place I came from, and then I feel that then it represents my hopefully my unique voice.
Hmm.
But I love um, beauty. I believe in beauty, and for me to go to the cinema, it's to take one step into my fantasies, and this is the film I love, that slap slapping me in the face and take me out, then imitating my own problem.
Okay.
problems. So yes.
So the swimmer right now is on the festival circuit. I mean, it's having great success on the festival circuit, but where do you, will the film eventually be available to stream or on a streaming network? What's the future of the swimmer?
The future is pink and bright. I don't I think it's more. I mean, it's been sold to many countries.
Nice.
So, and also for TV, and also I mean, but I don't. So, and then now we are in festivals. Next week we are in BFI Flair for the
Congratulations.
UK premiere, and so yeah, good stuff. But I don't know exactly when and where, but I'm really excited that in every platform possible, I don't care that people will be able to watch the film and maybe relate to it and take something from it. And I really, when I started, it was the fire in me to be a film director in this for the cinemas. I mean, of course, it's my youth dream, but I also know that the world is changing, and for me, more important is that the story will be heard in many platforms and will reach as many people that want to see it than the the silver screen.
Congratulations, so well deserved. So you were talking
Thank you.
about your next project, and you piqued my interest about it. But where are you? Have you started to film that, or where are you in the process of your next film?
Actually, it's a film that I'm already writing for 6 years. I mean, it's
Okay.
every day I wake up, I treat my script like tomorrow we are going to shoot it, you know? Like this is how I can survive all those years. Like I'm always ready, always ready. So, but it's a very long process because it's a opera and in Hebrew, something that it's basically not so common, you
Mhm.
know. Also from the genres side, and also I want to achieve a very specific. I want to make like basically the musical of my dreams,
Oh, nice.
like the gayest musical I can come up with, but with a desert twist. You know, it's like it's not it's the Hollywood in the Middle East. You know, it's not like the real Hollywood, but I'm working on it for a really long time. I'm also composing the songs, and it's in a really good position. Soon I will start the funding part, which is hopefully will go. For me, the goal is the next project needs
Mhm.
to be uh, uh, always a bit more.
Sure.
It's okay if it's in 2%, and of course it's okay if it's in 500%. But I want to take my. I know where I want to be. I know where I'm going, and I know that I want to make gay films. So let's just do it.
Thank you so very much. That the film is The Swimmer. It will be at the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival next week. It's extraordinary. It's also available at other festivals throughout the world. So check it out. You will really enjoy it. The director, Adam Calderon, thank you so much for joining us and talking about the film and your other work. I've completely enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Jim, for having me. And I also just want to say thank you for Naama Piritz, the producer of the film, that it took us um, also something like 7 years. We are working together on this
Oh,
film
wow.
since we started until today, together, hand in hand,
Mhm.
against all odds. Yeah, and all the cast and the team that I want to share this great moment with them. And thank you. And yeah, hopefully soon we can also meet in person in one
That
of
would
the
be lovely.
festivals and
I hope that
celebrate.
that would be great. I hope that comes really soon. I mean,
Yes.
hopefully COVID next year we can be back to a sort of normal schedule. But thank you so much. And I
Hopefully.
hope BFI Flare goes well next week.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, bye.